guys, welcome to another Steel Review. Today I want to talk about the book adaptation of Me Before You, starring Emilia, Clarke, Sam Claflin, and it's really good. You should go and watch it. And personally, I'm not really a big fan of like romantic films and like romantic comedies, but like if they're done well, they're very effective and like very like really powerful. What this film is mainly about is mainly focusing on like Emilia Clarke's character. She like goes to work for this paraplegic, like really rich guy, and it's basically Sam Claflin's character who's basically got hit by a motorbike, and basically they start like becoming like these romantic interests, and shenanigans ensue. So basically I thought the film was very had some good bits. Like it has very like really good bits where you have like these when they're comparing two different lifestyles of like Emilia Clarke's character and Sam's, like, because Emilia's life is very like poor, and it's very like they're like two different worlds. Like they're very it's like the commoner like meeting the prince, and then it's like a very shocking realization that it's just shocking how like much stuff they have compared to Emilia Clarke's character. And I thought it was really very interesting to see, like, because he literally lives on a castle, and he just not really walks around, he just like rolls around the castle. And at times sadly the love interest, like it should have been more smoother, but because of like some of the not really the directing choices, just like the writing, it feels very forced. And like I was talking to someone who like has read the book, and they apparently like cut out so much, like, well, they normally do this with like book adaptations, but really they should have left in, like, because they cut out like certain parts with Patrick, who's played by this guy from Harry Potter, and Harry Potter, yeah, the Patrick's character doesn't really have enough time to like develop as like a main, like they're trying to make him as a main villain, and like they're trying to make him as like the sort of the dick character in the whole film. And sadly it just becomes across as like mean from Emilia's character just to leave. And like in the book, apparently he had like a whole other like section where she goes and lives with him, and then you have this whole like establishing that he's sort of a bad person more to the audience. And I always thought that would have been pretty good, because at the moment you literally had like 2 scenes with him, well, like, yeah, 4 scenes with him, and then you literally just like you just assume he's like a bad person, I guess. And he's not really presenting himself as like a really terrible person. He's just like an incompetent person who doesn't really know what he's doing most times. So they try and make him out as like a dick, like as like a really mean person in like a specific, like the birthday scenes, and like yeah, it just, the whole concept of like the working class, like Emilia Clarke, like the working class person going up to like the rich disabled guy to work for him, sounds very familiar. It sounds very like Intouchables, which is basically about like this French entrepreneur who gets hit in a skydiving accident, and he has to employ like a carer to work for him, and it's like this poor poor guy who lives around the estate of France, and he basically, it's like very similar to this film where he like brings these two worlds together and like shows the very differences like in like class and especially in race, because there's like this black guy who came and he was really awesome. It's like really cool guy. So and it was just like, it was really interesting because like they more became it into a comedy, which is really funny. So, and this film, although the actual romantic scenes are very forced in my opinion, some of the other scenes where like you have all the like when dancing and them doing like the actual activities and like the all the trips Emilia organises for Sam's character, is very like interesting and like fun to watch. So yeah, this is definitely worth watching if you like romantic films, and it's definitely it's not the best film, it's an okay film, so not perfect. Yet again, all films aren't really perfect, and I'd probably give this about a 3 out of 5, just because in my opinion the half of the scenes didn't really work because they felt like extremely forced. Like they felt like you have to be attached to these characters to actually care about these sort of relationships they are setting up, and sadly I didn't really care that much, so it sort of spoiled the film for me. So see you again on other McTee reviews. Remember to like, subscribe and comment below what films you want to review. Bye.